casting dreams until the dawn, leveling up and the world to follow. With painted heroes shining bright, venturing onward in the endless night. Where the brawn meets the brush, the story's told in the storm of imagination mold. With every stroke, the vengeance unfold, peace of our soul. Where the brawn meets the brush, the story's told in the storm of imagination mold. With every stroke, the fate to light for peace of our souls.
Yo, 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 it's Friday. Happy Friday, people. Welcome to Minis and Muscles, the place where the brawn meets the brush. The only place you need to be on a Friday. The only place. Because we are the place that talk all geek. No matter what it is, we paint miniatures, we chat crap, and we enjoy our Friday evening. So, it's Friday. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to you and you and you and you. Hope you're all well and you're doing good and you've finally finished your week. It is Friday, so we can relax now. Or some of us can relax that don't have to work shifts on a Friday evening, Saturday or a Sunday evening or morning or afternoon even. But it is Friday, we've made it. So hello, 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 welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope every single one of you is good, you're well, you're keeping all right, and your week has been a successful one. There we go. As always, I appreciate every single one of you that has joined the stream. So whether you're watching on catch up or whether you're watching live with me right now, I appreciate it. Remember to, throughout the whole stream or after the stream, if you're watching it historically, you can stick some comments in the chat live, or you can just comment on the video. Remember to like as well and comment, and share it amongst the rest of the world, because that helps me and helps us create a wonderful, dynamic, geeky culture here on Minis and Muscles. So, without further ado and me talking more crap, what are we going to talk about this evening? So this evening, our main topic is actually going to be Christmas gifts for geeks, because it's almost Christmas. What is it, 11 days or something? Yeah, 11 days till Christmas. No, 12 days till Christmas. Easy, bad math. 12 days till Christmas, but I want to talk about shopping or Christmas gifts for geeks and shopping ideas for the holiday season. That's what I want to talk. I've just noticed my map is slightly off centre, so it's kind of putting me off a bit. But yes, don't worry about that. Forget it. It's a minute detail. So yeah, that's our topic for tonight. So please, throughout the entire chat, drop into the comments, tell me what you are thinking about Christmas, and tell me about all your gifts and gifts ideas, what you want to get your friends, what you want to get your family, what you want to get your partners and loved ones, and we'll talk about that and chat about that all the way through. Muscle moment tonight is going to be, I'm sort of checking my notes as I'm looking across to the right there, maybe I should move that a bit that way. But the muscle moment this evening is healthy eating. Oh, we've got someone in chat. I was going to reply, but I've realised I'm talking to you. So, Squarish, hello, hello, hello. Welcome into the chat, Squarish. But the muscle moment tonight is going to be healthy eating throughout the Christmas period and how to maintain balance. Because that's quite a tricky one to do sometimes when we're, trying to enjoy and indulge and relax and switch off from the sort of the humdrum of the world and enjoy that festive season. So it can be a little bit tricky. I suffer from eating way too many mince pies, so that's probably my vice. I've already had about 12 so far. I bought 6 the other day and I scoffed 6 in about 3 days, and then I've had some at work for the past 2 weeks as well, so not so good. So anyone else been snacking already on the Christmas festivity foods? Drop it in the comments if you have. Anyway, that's our muscle moment for this evening. As always, or not as always, but yes, in fact, as always, we will be painting a miniature. That is what we do as part of our chat here on the channel. We are continuing this little beauty. So we have got our custom built emulator tank for my Sisters of Battle army with that lovely stained glass window at the back. As you can see, that's where we are at present. We'll do a little update on that and continue some sort of final touches, because I've added some things since last week, because I did say, because we missed a week, I would add some things in the background. So we've got that going. What else is happening? Also wanted to, oh yeah, that's right, talk about sort of Christmas TV and geeky TV. So what are we going to watch over the Christmas period, right? And I thought over the Christmas period, I'm going to try to watch some anime. So that's one of the topics we'll talk about today, anime, and the goods and bads of anime, and see if you have any recommendations, because I myself am an anime newbie. I've never watched anime in my life, and I was chatting to a friend in a group the other day, on a WhatsApp group that is, and I was saying, oh okay, what should I chat about? Sorry, what should I chat about? No, what should I watch? I'm thinking of watching some anime, because I keep on walking past stuff in shops thinking, oh, that looks quite cool, that looks quite cool. So my friend recommended me something. So we'll talk about that in today's stream as well. So that's really what we're going to be talking about today. That's the kind of topics. Christmas gifts, what to get for yourself, what you're getting, what you're hoping to get, what you're buying for someone, all of that. So drop that in the comments. Then it's the muscle moment, which is healthy eating throughout the festive period and how to remain balanced. And then sort of sprinkled in between that is going to be the sort of side topic for Christmas is Christmas TV, and I've chosen to watch some anime. So that is tonight's show. We'll be running as usual from 7 PM till 9 PM, so hopefully you can join us and chat and join in the fun, because it's live 24. I didn't realise 24, so that's 24 weeks of doing lives. Wow, that's actually pretty good. I didn't think, it'd be quite exciting to get to 52 actually, just to see where we get to, but yes. Anyway, as always, it's water, it's not alcohol, it's just water. So I'll be drinking that throughout. Hopefully this evening you have got your water ready, your fresh water, you've got your wet palette ready, and you've got your paints set out, ready to rock and roll. I haven't got all my paints set out, but we will get through it. So, I think we need a recap on our miniature and where we are. So, here we go. Here she is, the emulator or the custom emulator tank. As you can see here, we have got a few new details. Let me grab a paintbrush. Move this out the way and I'll come around the side here. So we do have some extras on this beautiful tank. If you look just above my finger here, you can see some text that's been placed onto our tank. We've got some text on both of the scrolls as well, so there and on the far side there you've got some text on the scrolls, which is pretty cool, and a name as well. So that's all on our tank. If we bring it out and bring it to the top view, Steve is now stuck onto the tank. So we've got little Steve. He's there. He's got on there. We have got some decals on his little pulpit as well. You've got the candles painted in front. You've got those movable flamethrowers, aka dreadnought legs, not dreadnought, but dreadnought. So just bringing around the front, we've got some more spares off of that dreadnought. These arms I thought looked cool, so we've attached them on for some ferocity. You've got a few nice details on the front as well. There's a hunter-killer missile over the far... Oh, not there, but there. You've got the flag, and if I bring that in, you'll be able to see the flag has now got a decal on the centerpiece there. And then turning round for this side, here we go. Same score. We've got some text and script on the banners. Oh, if I turn it that way. So there you can see some text and script on the banners. And in the centre. And on the far side as well, if I just zoom that in. It's very hard doing it in reverse. But there you go. Look at that. And then you've got the back as well, so you will see and will notice some mud around the tracks and some sort of dirt around the edges. So we have got that in. So there's very little to do now. It's all like small details. So we might actually get this model finished in tonight's stream, which will be quite cool. There is another Warhammer battle going on. And talking of Warhammer battles, the Sisters of Battle got their first win last weekend. Last Sunday, I was playing Sisters of Battle versus my friend who was playing Necrons. And I got a win! Huzzah! So we actually got a win off the board. That's the first ever win that I've had for my Sisters of Battle army, which is really, really cool. I was super excited. Never expected a win. I'd kind of written off the first year of playing Warhammer to losses, really. And I thought, right, that's not a problem. Absolutely fine with that. I just want to learn the tactics, learn how they move, learn all those sort of understanding sort of skills between what the army should do, shouldn't do, etc. And I'll just roll with the losses. However, it ended up being pretty good, and I'm now kind of doing quite well. So no longer will my friends go easy. I think they're now going to pick me as the target, which will be quite interesting. So that went quite well. By the way, that's the mixing of the paints as usual. So how are we anyway on our Friday? Are we all okay? We've got a couple of people that are watching right now. Hopefully you can drop in and say hello. Give us a comment. Tell me how you are. Tell me how your week's been. Has it been a good week? Has it been a bad week? Hopefully it's been a good week. Fingers crossed. As I mix my paints. Just stick another one on there. Always good to get a black just in case we make a mistake this evening. But I'm looking around the tank, you know, and it's looking pretty sweet. And I'm not quite sure. Oh, that was right. I started to do the face on that lady. That's what I started to do. And I didn't do it very well. I started to do the eyes and I couldn't quite get it right. So maybe that's what we'll do tonight. We'll do the eyes on that lady on the back there on this turret. We'll get her on and get her sorted, because if we look now, let's just turn around a bit. There we go. Just about make it out. I really ballsed up the eyebrows. So the eyebrows on that lady look really awful. So I need to correct that error, make it all right by the Emperor, and make sure that she's looking good, which I shall do. So as I said, how was your week, guys? Tell me. Drop on in the chat. Tell me how your week's been. Have you got a model out this evening? Are you painting? What you're doing this weekend? Give me an update. Come on. Steve needs to know what you're doing. Not in a weird way, all right? Not in a weird way. Just in a fun way. So for me, this week's been a busy week at work as usual, but it's been quite good today because we had our staff Christmas sort of quiz and get together, which was very nice. I'm looking for my paint spreader, but I can't find it. I think that might be somewhere else. Never mind. We'll do without. But yeah, I had my staff Christmas party today, which was good. That was alrighties. It was a quiz. A quiz and some food and a sort of chat and get together, which was nice. We had some really cool crackers actually. And the crackers that we pulled weirdly didn't have a bang or a pop in them, but they did have really awesome gifts in. So they were like handmade ones. And they had little Lego D&D figures. I didn't tell them I'd already collected the entire set. I thought that would kind of ruin it, but they were really cool. So he's now sat on my desk at work. So I have a little Dragonborn D&D character sat on my desk at work, which is cool. If you're wondering what I'm doing right now, is I'm just going around and tidying some of the edges and some of the areas with a bit of black, just covering over areas that I might have missed. I might have made a sort of over splash or a cock up, just to get or make sure that they're all good. So how are we, guys? We've got quite a few people in the chat or are watching so far. So how are you? Come on, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Drop Uncle Stevie a little chat. Tell me how you are. Tell me how you are, who you are, what's your week been like. Give me the lowdown. So just, like I say, just tidying up some of the bits and bobs around this. Oh, one thing I was going to do is tidy up this bit, wasn't I? Just the way this flagpole is on here. It doesn't look particularly nice. So I have to tidy that up at some point. I'm just going around making quick fixes on any mistakes. Because what I'd really like to do is... Oh, that's not good. What I'd really like to do is finish off this model and move on to another one. Because we've been painting this for a couple of weeks now, haven't we? I can't remember how many weeks we've been painting this, but we have been going for a little while, so it would be good to get her finished and get her off. And we can actually get some spray across her as well, just to protect the paint. Just so she's not completely vulnerable when I pick her up and move around the battlefield. And depending on what I play, because I am playing Warhammer on Sunday, I think. So depending on what the teams look like, whether it's 2v1 or 1v1 or whatever, or I get 2,000 points, will depend on whether the Stevatron gets to make its first appearance. Oh no, well, no, second appearance, should I say. It has been on the battlefield before, but not quite in full guise with little Steve mounted onto the top of the tank there. So, there we go. Just a quick tidy up with the black. That's all this was, really. Just to cover up some of the areas or some of the bits that I'd missed or made mistakes on. Yeah, that just needs a little bit there as well. There we go. Just make sure those little bits are done. This was a right pain in the bum to do this stained glass. It was very, very difficult. Not gonna lie, it took quite some time to do. Patience, time, and a lot of concentration. Just really gentle brush strokes across, because it has got a raised surface, so it's not completely impossible to do. It just takes time, but using very little amount of paint on your paintbrush in the first place, and then very light brush strokes over the raised areas. But even then, I made plenty of mistakes on there. That's okay, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So Squarish in the chat is saying it's usually a busy work week, usually, not usual, so not usually. But that's me on leave now till next year. Oh my God, Squarish, man, I want your job. I've got about 3 days leave over Christmas. Great, yay. I have not got the same amount of leave as you have, sir. Very jealous. Well, that means that you have plenty of time to watch Minis-N-Muscles for starters, but to watch Minis-N-Muscles, but also to paint your miniatures. So it gives you loads of time to paint your miniatures, and also Squarish does his little Candela Obscura campaign, and he puts some stuff onto his YouTube channel, so worth taking a look at his YouTube channel. So he could obviously do a little bit of extra on that, maybe we'll see a few extra episodes come out or something. That would be cool. Just checking that, making sure this is all okay on here. It's quite difficult to spot all the little errors that you've made, but there's going to be endless amounts of them. That's the problem. You feel one little error and then you go, oh my God, I've just missed that one. And then you go back with the same colour you used 2 seconds ago, you know. But it's all right. There we go. Get them lines. That's all good, that's all good. Again, it's not perfect, but I'm not a perfect individual. I'm not a pro painter. That's not why we're here. We're here for fun. There we go. Just touching in those lines the best I can. Tell you what, I have found that last week my bloody eyesight's got worse, I know that much. Whew. Yeah, it's got a lot worse. Well, I'm glad that you're on your leave now, Squarish, and you get to enjoy some of that. Hopefully, like I say, you can do some geeking and some hobbying. Have you got all your Christmas stuff ready? There's a question for you, Squarish. Christmas stuff ready? Are you prepped? I'm not far off being prepped and ready. I need to wrap a few things. It's my main aim for myself. But anyway, we're talking about Christmas, and I wanted to sort of talk about geeky Christmas gift ideas and what we're going to get our fellow geeks. So yeah, it is obviously Christmas in 12 days. So I thought, well, we might as well on the channel cover a little bit about Christmas presents. That would be good, right? I'm just going to use this tin to prop up my tank. There we go. So I need to do the little face on this lady. Squarish is saying he's had a bunch of leaves saved up, much TTRPG scheming to be done to get the next Candela campaign arc set up. Lovely. Still need to get a last few pieces before Christmas. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think that's a kind of typical man scenario, isn't it? You know, no offence, guys. I'm not throwing us under the bus here, but we usually leave things to the last minute. Not because we're incapable of buying Christmas presents, but generally speaking, because we can't be asked and we don't value Christmas that highly. Look, that's the truth, ladies. If you're watching, that's the truth. So yeah, that's generally what happens with blokes. And as well, we don't panic as much, so we're quite laid back on that. We're like, well, it's okay, if we can't get that, we'll get something else. And we're not sort of heart set on an individual thing or present or whatever. Do that again. So yeah, so generally speaking, guys are a little bit more chilled than their lady counterparts when it comes to Christmas. But yeah, so what could you get for those loved ones out there? Well, we're painting miniatures right now, so why not a set of paints? Why not get your loved ones a new set of, well, it could be Citadel paints if you wanted, or it could be Army Painter paints, or, you know, it could be a different brand, because Citadel are not that great anymore. I wouldn't say that too loudly, just in case they offer me some free paints. But, well, they are good paints. I shouldn't say they're terrible, because they're not. They're just not as good as what I remember them being. I don't know whether they've changed the consistency. But there's plenty of paint sets out there and starter kits. So, Warhammer, for example, do a great starter kit, as does Dungeons & Dragons. They do a great starter kit. As does Pokemon. They do a great starter kit. So there's plenty out there to choose from to get your fix for your other half. You know, you don't have to worry too much about getting the wrong thing, because generally speaking, geeks love it all. So don't fuss or stress. There's a majority of starter sets out there to get anyone going into the hobby. So if they're there and they've just been considering painting, or they're thinking of doing Pokemon or whatever it is, there's loads of starter sets out there for everybody of every single age, where you can get yourself involved in doing this hobby. Or, well, I say this hobby, but the geek life maybe is the better word. So there's plenty of starter sets out there for those that are looking to get into a new hobby. So for them, there's a couple of you online actually that have said, oh yeah, I'd really like to get into painting, but I haven't done it yet. Hey, get yourself a starter set. Treat yourself. It's Christmas, right? You're allowed to treat yourself, people. So get yourself a little starter set. Grab yourself a starter set. Let's take the Warhammer one, because I'm painting Warhammer, right? It comes with a paintbrush. It comes with a model, or maybe a couple of models, depending on what kit you get. And it comes with paintbrush, paints, a model. I think it comes with glue, and I think it comes with cutters, and some other bits like that. More than enough to get yourself started in this hobby. A mate of mine, I don't know if he's watching or not, but a mate of mine has been saying, oh yeah, I really want to give it a go, but I haven't done it yet. Hey, this is your time. You know who you are. I gave you some models, and I gave you some paintbrushes even. So this is your time, sir. Get yourself down to the shops and buy yourself something for Christmas, just so you can start to get into the hobby. And I guarantee every single one of you will enjoy it if you're not already enjoying this kind of thing. If you've just joined us, welcome. Happy Friday. It's good to see you. So yeah, those are my recommendations for starting out. So starter kits. Really easy, really simple. You don't have to think about it if you don't know anything about the hobby. You just go in there, walk in there, buy it. Every single hobby has some of these, so they're available to everybody. They're not expensive, unless you're a complete tight git. Then you might find yourself up against it, but generally speaking, they're not that expensive. You can pick some of these starter kits up for less than 20 quid, which is not, these days anyway, is not a huge amount of money. So you can get those if you're starting out. Well, what if you're not just starting out and you're buying for somebody, and you need a set that's a little, or something in the geek world that's a little bit more for the on the not pro side, because you can never be a pro geek. Well, can you? Maybe you can, but I mean, like, more for the people that are more into the world of geekness already. So if you're just joining, there's your starter kits. If not, what else is out there? Well, board games. And you will not be bored in playing a board game. The only thing will be boring about a board game is finding the rest of the people to actually play the bloody game with you. That's what I find frustrating. But there's loads of cool board games out there, and at Christmas you can get really good deals. So from classic games like Catan, or even Risk, well, depending on your cup of tea, but I wouldn't say Monopoly particularly, unless you like that kind of money exchange type game. But there's even stuff like I'm just looking over there because I've got a pile of stuff over there. If you're into Warhammer, I've got Space Marine Adventures. So that is Space Marine Adventures. That is a short game. It comes with 5 or 6 miniatures, I think, and they're all pretty good miniatures actually. And it's a short board game that can be done in under an hour. It gives you the real basic tactics, like real basic concepts for Warhammer 40,000. So like your movement, your shooting and all that sort of thing. So it gives you a really, really low level entry form into Warhammer. That's a really cool board game. Doesn't take very long. You won't, if you're a super nerd and you want to get other people playing with you, it won't get, too laborious for people that aren't really into the hobby itself. So that is Space Marine Adventures. What else? You can get other geeky games. There's a really cool one called Betrayal at the House on the Hill. That's a really fun game. You don't have to be into Warhammer for that, but it's just a cool board game that you play with a bunch of mates. You can play, I think, up to 8 players, I think, on that one. So it's quite a big game, but it's really fun. There's loads of different scenarios, so it's super dynamic, and it changes every time, so you won't get bored with it. So that's why I like that one. That's super cool. It's got a kind of cooperative style to it as well, so you're not against each other unless something random happens in the game that makes you against your fellow compadres. But that only happens as part of the game, which makes it kind of fun, right? So it's all together until something bad happens. But that's Betrayal at the House on the Hill. That's actually very, very good. So if you've not played that before, I would advise 100% you go get a copy, because it's a very good game. So you've got a lot of board games out there. You've got loads of D&D stuff, board game wise, like Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, or there's a tavern one that you can play. Hello, Rolf. Hello, mate. How you doing? Gav, that is. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're keeping all right. Hopefully not. I'm not too much like Rolf friggin' Harris. Hopefully I'm much cooler than he is. He says. Oh, damn, I need to do around them lights. But yeah, there's plenty of board games out there to grab. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a Warhammer D&D Pokemon type related board game. It can just be a board game. And you can play those with your family. Any geek would be happy with that. And geeks, you can get all your friends and family playing it with you too. So worth a shot. Even if it's a sort of basic board game, like basic card game, like I don't know, Exploding Kittens or something like that. You know, good little fun game to play with your mates or your family. Even the kids will enjoy it. And no, don't worry, real kittens don't get hurt in that game. Just cocked up a little bit of the lights on the front here, which I need to repair and fix, but I need a red. Yeah, so plenty of board games at some point. There's cool accessories as well, so if you've got a mate that is into these board games already, or you're into these board games already, there are tons and tons of accessories that you can get for these different bits and bobs. So there's loads of you know, things from could be a dice tower to roll dice. It could be a battle mat to lay your cards out on. There's loads of very cool little options that you can get for your games to play. Just so if you know someone that's got something that they play already, you can enhance their gaming experience with an accessory, and they're not too much in terms of price either. So they're pretty cost effective. There we go. Add that in. Sorry, you couldn't see what I was doing there. I was doing the opposite side here. There is another red light that I was just filling in, but it's very minute, and I'm just sort of lightly prodding. There we go. Very nice. Let's tidy a bit of that up, but that's alright. Be good, it'll be good. Yeah, video games as well. Plenty of awesome video games out at the moment. There's a few that I'm waiting for to come out as well. But we played one not so long ago on the stream. Space Marine 2, absolute banger of a game. That is super cool. Got lots of sort of offline mode capabilities in it, where you can play the campaign story mode, all the way through to online gaming with your buddies, and it's got a great little sort of shoot 'em up multiplayer as well. That's a really good game. I would 100% advise that one, although it kicked my ass a few times on the stream a few weeks back. But we shan't talk about that, shall we? No, we shan't talk about that. But yeah, that's a good game, very good game. But there's plenty of others out there, or maybe just a voucher. You know, geeks love to spend money, right? So getting them a gaming voucher so they can spend it on the online store is an absolute winner. Easy steal. You can easily get your mates and your friends some online vouchers so they can play games with you, or just play games by themselves if you're not a gaming individual. So video games are a real good shout. Aside from the video games, there's also your accessories for gaming. So it could be controllers, it could be a headset, could be lighting if they're, you know, really fancy. Could be even game art books. You get a lot of, like, I saw the other day, like in the shops, a Zelda book. So it's the Legend of Zelda, and it was the artwork all throughout all the eras, which I thought was absolutely epic. I really liked that book. It was very, very cool. Loads of beautiful pictures, beautiful scenery from the game. Really liked that. Right, we're going to try and fix these absolute gigantic eyebrows I've drawn on this sister up at the front here. Oh, that looks a bit better. Damn it! Done it again. Went over the edge, didn't I? What a turd. So easy to do though. So easy to do. Just a little slip. Gosh darn it. What a mess up I've made of that. That's really annoying me. Very difficult position to paint right there as well. Apart from that, it's not looking too bad. All these little areas seem to be covered. It's sort of covered down to a bit of shading perhaps to do, and a bit of line or edge painting on the actual tank, which I wanted to do, but gosh, he looks a bit messed up. In fact, is that? I'm just trying to see on the edge of. Oh, I'm kind of taking it out of focus here, aren't I? I need to sit this way. Let me just move my chair. Yeah, it's just a little bit dodge. Never mind, we'll get there. So what are you guys getting for Christmas? What have you put on your Christmas tree list? Has anyone put anything on there yet? Has anyone asked for anything specific? Drop it in the chat if you have. What have you asked for Christmas? Right, I think I might leave her face like that for now. It's really badly done, but kind of losing my patience. Sometimes with these models, what you find is you get to a point where you're trying to do something and you just get absolutely pig sick of it. So I'm at that point with that face, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up bit of black with a bit of white, just to make a slightly lighter shade so I can start doing some edge highlighting on the rest of this tank, just to see what that would look like. There we go, that's a nice grey. What's everyone asking for Christmas? Come on, drop it in the chat. Let me know. Oh, shoot, too much. There we go, get rid of that. I want a slightly different brush. I want that brush. Looks a bit better. Just a slightly better brush tip on this one because I don't want too much paint and I just want a nice delicate edge to... Oh, balls. Run across here. I'm just taking a lighter grey just to go across here, or a lighter black. It's a more greyer colour really. You don't have to do every single edge, but just a few of them helps bring out the sort of shape of all the areas of the vehicle itself. Where you would get that natural shine, you can go back as well. If you've done a little line here like I have that's a little bit too big, you can go back and sort of wipe that back with black. It's just bringing a little bit of an edge to these. Just gives it that sort of standout shine that you might want to give it. There we go. Takes a little bit of time, this does, but it does look cool once it's done. It doesn't look like much until you finish it, to be fair, and when you finish it you're like, oh yeah, I can see. Yeah, so I was getting engrossed in my painting then, guys. What else was I going to say? So we talked about video games, talked about board games, we talked about starter kits. There's loads and loads and loads and loads of other geeky kind of presents to get for the fellow geek in your life. But some of that could be a sort of subscription or a digital gift. And that could be a subscription to a service like, I don't know, PlayStation Plus. You could be kind enough to gift your loved one a 1-year membership or something to PlayStation Plus. That would be a really cool gift to get as a geek. Because it'd save the geek in your life the membership fee over that year. So that'd be quite cool. But it could also be just as something like, I don't know, Netflix or Disney Plus, right? That would be equally just as good. Saving your loved one some cash on a subscription. Talking of subscriptions, what does everyone have nowadays? Does everyone still have the sort of the big two, your Netflix and your Amazon? Or have people kind of ventured away from that? Be interested to know. Drop that in the comments. I'd love to know what people are watching now, whether they're sort of watching Amazon still or just watching Netflix, or me myself, I've kind of streamlined and I've got rid of Amazon Prime. I'm really messing this up. Yeah, I've got rid of Amazon Prime just because I didn't feel like I was getting much from it. even the ordering online started to become really crappy, where everything seemed to be coming through was just cheap and shite. And I got kind of sick of it. Everything you ended up getting, you had to then send back because it was a load of crap. It really peed me off. So yeah, I got rid of Amazon Prime. Anyone else had a similar situation? Getting rid of Amazon Prime, or changing from Netflix to Disney, or finding the new thing that's really, really good? I'd love to know, because although I don't watch a lot of TV, I try to keep it quite simplistic as best I can. So when you're doing these line edges, just like I say, don't worry too much about doing every single line. You don't have to. Just pick a few out that you can see that you think would look good if they're highlighted. And again, when you're doing them, it doesn't have to be the complete edge. It could be part edge. Oh, fudge. Because like I say, really it's just to give that illusion of shine and depth to the item that you're painting. Oh, going off camera again. Absolutely terrible with that. I just find that I lose concentration on what I'm, not on what I'm painting, but where it is in the camera view. Because it's quite zoomed in, you end up bloody completely taking it out of focus for everybody. So poor cameraman skills there. So Squaresound, I did the same, got rid of Amazon and some of the others. Got Netflix this month to watch the new Arcane season. Oh, cool. Yeah, I just got kind of peeved with Amazon. I just felt it just wasn't offering what it used to, and the products for ordering were pretty they were getting worse, to be honest. And then the TV series I never found was all that good. I liked it for what's it bloody called? I liked it for not Top Gear. What was the other one? Grand Tour. I liked it for Grand Tour. That was all right, but I didn't really watch anything else. Oh, Clarkson's Farm I quite liked. But I just felt the TV shows on Amazon weren't all that great. I weren't all that interested, so got rid. Saved a few quid. Got rid. Go. Some more paint on that brush. See, when you get too much paint, you end up blobbing it on like that. So then I have to go back and fix it. And like that. Ooh, that was all very unmessy on that part. Very unmessy. Very unmessy? No, very messy. Don't even know what I'm bloody saying now. Don't worry, I'm going to come back and tidy these. I know they're not very good. Sometimes it's getting to the point, so do bear with as we get some of these edges done. Do, 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 do. Oh, poop. That's all right. Go. So we're getting there slowly, just giving it light details, giving it those light edges here and there. Doesn't have to be everywhere. It is quite a painstaking task doing edge highlighting, but I think it's one that once you've done it, it looks really cool. It just gives it a little bit more definition on as you look at the model. Not bad. I don't know if the camera picks up the edges on the front there. I don't know if you can quite see it. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I don't think the camera quite picks it up enough. But that's alright, that's fine. That's no worries. So what else do we want to talk about the Christmas period that's coming up and geeky Christmas? Well, we spoke about gifts and things like that. What about geeky home decor and sort of collectibles that you can put around your house? So is it that you could go to the Warhammer store and buy some Warhammer Christmas decorations, perhaps? Could you get that into your house? Would your other half let you get some geeky Warhammer decorations into your house? Big question, right? Or maybe you could just take some of the boxes and things like that you get with your Warhammer models, and you could then cut out some items. You know, like you used to make as kids used to make snowflakes, but could you do that with, I don't know, old Warhammer boxes or old D&D items or old D&D books or something, where you could just actually cut out little snowflakes and make them into some decorations for your front room? Would your other half let you get away with that? Ooh, I don't know. Worth a try. But something to think about. Some geeky decorations, right? That would be pretty cool to do. Because I bet you, 100% bet you, that you would be able to find geeky decorations online. Plus as well, I know for a fact you can get like Christmas jumpers and stuff like that that are based upon your favourite Warhammer faction or whatnot. So, you know, grab yourself a Christmas decoration to spice up the house. You could decorate your house in the colours of Grandfather Nurgle, green. Or you could do it in, you know, colours of the Sisters of Battle, red and black. Plenty of options for you guys there. Start decorating out your house. You could get some Funko Pops on the go. A mate of mine collects Funko Pops, got a massive collection of them. I have a few, but not many. But Funko Pops, you could stick a load of those around your house. That would be quite cool. With tinsel or with some kind of festive attachment to them. That would be quite cool, actually. Oh, she's hard to manoeuvre, this bad boy, because of that awesome stained glass window. It's just a bit of a bitch to move about. I want to do these lines up here, but they're quite difficult to get to. Yeah, but I think Christmas decorations would be quite nice. Maybe you could get yourself some Star Wars franchise decorations around your house. A bit of R2-D2 decor. That would be pretty cool. I'm going to just change my brush up, actually. It's not working too well tonight. Oh dear. 24th live stream. I never thought I'd do 24 live streams. 24 weeks of live streaming. It's quite crazy, to be fair. I think the only ones I've ever missed, well, and I still put content out, was on the Fridays where I had to go to the US for work. And then I couldn't do it live because of the time zone. So I just pre-recorded stuff and then sent it out then. That seemed to work okay. They were shorter shows and they probably weren't the usual kind of cadence or goodness, but they worked nonetheless. They were pretty cool. And that was like, I can't believe it was, 24 weeks ago. It seems like forever. It's gone pretty quick. Just seen some shiny stuff there that I just want to cover up. Right, What was it I wanted to do? That was it on the front. There was just some overspill on that grey where I was doing some of the grey edging. There you go. Not perfect, but it'll work. It'll work. Just going around now, just checking all the edges just to see how it looks and if there's any other extra bits that I need to sort of tidy up, really. Here we go. Just thin that one down. Just because sometimes you just don't want as much grey on these lines. You don't need a huge amount of it, so I just kind of tend to go around and tidy up after myself just to make the lines a little bit thinner, make them look a little bit more streamlined and decent. Oh, that's all I wanted to do, that's right. I have to come around here and do these ones on this light. Need a bit more black. There we go. I just thought there's going to be a lot of people out tonight, aren't there? Because, well, it's only a couple of weekends now till Christmas. So there's going to be loads of Christmas parties to get to. There's going to be lots of people in the old sauce. Having a few shandies. Hopefully you'll be doing that with friends and loved ones and all the rest of it. Let's just tidy that line up. Okie doke. Not half bad. Again, I didn't want to do lines everywhere. I don't like, sometimes you see models that have got edge highlighting like everywhere. Although that's okay, I'm not a massive fan because A, it takes forever, but B, it kind of then detracts from the little bits you have done, so they don't look as cool. And I always think less is more. And talking of less is more, we've got this base. We zoom out a little bit, so we've got the base to stick our beast on, our Stevatron on. It does fit, but it kind of hangs over the edge, but I kind of like that, and I like that tilted effect. Oh, you can't see it. If I do this though, you'll be able to see. If I go over to phone cam, if I do this, there you go. So you can now see it's kind of tilted on its axis because it's going over rocks here. Let's get the light around there, because it's going over rocks and it's going over an orc. So you've got an orc body there and you've got rocks, so it's kind of at an angle. I thought that was quite nice. I quite like that. There you go. So it's not completely on, it is on the base, but it like hangs off, but I quite like that look. So I'm probably going to try and glue this on actually. See if that works. So let's get a bit of glue on that. There you go. So just in case you haven't seen, let's just move those. Oh, there you go. So it's looking pretty smart. It's looking pretty good with little Steve on there, look. If we spin it round. What's nice is as you move it, you see some of the edge highlights come in. I quite like that. It looks pretty cool. Oh, it needs the name across there, across this little flag. Darn it. There you go. There we are. Full 360. Let's go back to the front page. Yeah, so there's your full 360. The reason why we stopped there is just because we need to do a muscle moment, because we wouldn't be Minis and Muscles if we didn't talk about exercise, because this is the place where the brawn meets the brush, not just where the brush meets the paint and the paint meets the mini. So what I wanted to talk about today was eating healthy during Christmas and how to achieve that. Ultimately, it's massively difficult because during Christmas, all these wonderful foods are thrown in front of our faces, and in huge quantities quite often, far more quantity than we actually need. And it's mega tempting because all this lovely food tastes so nice, right? All this bad food, tastes so nice. So whether it's chocolates or whether it's biscuits or whether it's mince pies, it all tastes wonderful. However, the only real or one of the main ways to try and combat it is, and it's probably a bit of a cliche one to be fair, but it's balance. So when you're, going through the Christmas festive period with your friends and loved ones or whatever, you can have your chocolates, you can have your XYZs, but you need to just limit yourself and maybe even have like a little accountability booklet, so you can say to yourself, right, okay, my roast is going to be 4 potatoes with X with X, and just plan it out a little bit. And by planning, you can then build in that balance, so you don't end up having 6 potatoes and half the chicken or half the turkey or whatever it is, and you kind of just absolutely spoil yourself. Rather than that, you can just plan and go, right, well, I'm going to have, you don't have to necessarily weigh it. I have done that over Christmas before, so weighed food. Not that it was terrible, actually. I thought it was going to be really hideous, but actually, as I'm painting this model, it wasn't that hideous, really. The weighing out of food over Christmas isn't as bad. People look at you a bit funny, but so what? It helps me achieve my aim of what I was trying to do. But take the good with the rough with the smooth. By that, what I mean is make sure you're having some and treating yourself to something, but don't be a big fat pig. Quite frankly, don't. As one person says, don't have fast fingers and grab the cake. Just have something, but have it in small quantities. Don't have your usual sized quantities, and just break it down a little bit. And again, if you're planning ahead before you go to your parents, for example, and you know they're going to have loads of food there, they're going to have loads of snacks, say, right, okay, well, I'm going to limit myself to X amount of this, X amount of that, and just have a curb on it. At least that way, if you plan ahead and think about it in some kind of rational sort of strategy, that you're going to be able to sit there hopefully on the day and go, no, I've promised myself that I'm going to have this. And when you do get to that treat, it's even the better. It's also better because you've actually allocated for it. So try to do that. But don't feel bad about enjoying the festive food. Like I said, you are allowed some. You're just not allowed it all. Having one, even if the worst comes to the worst and you cave because your mum's roast dinner is the best roast dinner and you have an absolute mountain, one meal is not going to spoil 1 year's worth of work. One meal might spoil you if you've only started that day, but it only spoils you for the day. Once you start leveling it out across the week, across the month, across the year, it actually isn't that bad. So, avoid sort of beating yourself on guilt. The other way to do it is also to stay active during Christmas. It is really, as we said the other week when we were talking about consistency in bad weather, it's really easy to give up on your fitness during the week. I've done 2 gym sessions this week, and I'm going to do one on Saturday, one on Sunday, and it's really easy just to rev it all off and forget about it. But actually, it's quite important just to keep it up and make sure you keep going and staying committed to what you're trying to achieve. What you can do as well for Christmas is meal prep. So a lot of people, Squarish was saying earlier in the chat, that he has some time off, right? So if you have time off, what you can do is meal prep. Sounds a little bit boring, but actually it can be quite fun. Stick on some Christmas tunes, have a dance around the kitchen if that's your kind of thing, and just start prepping for meals and getting all of that planned out so that you don't have to rush. You don't have to think about what you're eating. You can just go there to the fridge. It's or the freezer. It's already planned. Grab it out. Just stick it in the microwave or whatever, or back in the oven, and cook it up. Actually saves a load of time, makes things a lot easier, and you also know your calorie intake. So that can be really, really helpful. So you can think, right, I've had X amount of calories today on this. All right, so you know roughly how much you've got left to play with if you want a little cheeky treat. Of course, you can't just have 2,000 calories, let's say, worth of cheeky treat, because that's really bad calories. But you can have a couple of calories on the old cheeky treats. Oh, excuse me. Oh, dear me, I've been holding that one in, trying to hold that yawn in, but I haven't managed it. So yeah, so what else am I going to say? Yeah, so it's really those 5 key points, really. Balance, planning, avoid guilt tripping yourself, stay away from others that guilt trip you as well, even if you want to stay healthy. So I would say that some people, if you are trying to stay healthy, will be like, oh, why are you doing that? And, you know, 9 times out of 10, they'll be the people with a massive beer belly, or, you know, severe acne because they eat the bad food, not because just the genetics. You know, or teeth are all hanging out because they eat too much sweets and they don't clean their teeth or whatever. So those are normally the naysayers, and normally the people that are just suffering themselves, and they don't have the discipline to be able to say to themselves, no, I'm going to do X or I'm going to do Y. So don't give up, all right? Don't ever give up. Stay active. So stay active throughout the Christmas period if you can, even if that means just walking. After those big indulgent meals, go out for a walk. Get a couple of thousand steps in. This is good. Get those steps in. Yeah, so that's it really. Stay on your healthy eating. Stay active. Stay balanced in your meals. Prep all your meals or plan ahead, and then avoid the guilt, whether you're guilting yourself or others are guilting you. Okay, so that is that. That is all I wanted to talk about on fitness for today. Not a huge amount, just a little side touching topic. So let's go back over here to our tank. And what I want to do is I want to try to get my light in the right place, but I also want to try and stick this bad boy down. I don't know how this is going to go. Got some plastic glue here. So let's hope this works. That's all right, it's good. So let's get this across the tracks. And generally speaking, when I'm gluing, I have no idea of what's going to contact where. So we know this is going to be in contact, so let's stick a load onto this rock. We know that Orc's going to get it because the truck's going to go right over him, or the tank track, sorry. So let's stick a load of glue over there. Orc. Also, by the way, this isn't not necessarily the best. This Citadel glue pot. It's good glue, but I'm not sure I particularly like the applicator. So this sort of metal pipe you get. There's some that have a little brush that I think are way better. It's way easier because when you're trying to actually go onto surfaces, you've got this little like bloody pin needle thing that gets blocked all the time, and yeah, it's kind of a bit of a pain in the arse, if I'm honest. It's not a great design. It's not particularly fluid, so if you just want to run across here like I'm doing now, if you had one of those little ones, I think it's oh god, Revel will do good. I think it's Revel. Do a good one with the brush, and some other Airfix model type brushes, or Airfix model type companies that have these brush kits for glue. They're way better, but the glue in itself in this Citadel kit is pretty good. So the glue does work, but it's just the fact of the applicator's not very nice. So if you want a bit of an easier time putting glue on your models, I'd suggest going elsewhere. I just have this one, so I thought I'd use it all up. Right, just slapping this glue on as much as possible because the contact is really minimal. So I'm just trying to fill all the tracks with as much glue as possible because it's not going to have a lot to stick on. So putting as much glue as possible, I think, is the only way forward. Oh dear. Here we go, almost there. Come on, fill those last little bits up. Right, okay, we got that on. Good. Let's go over here. Okay, that is about right. No, it's not right. There we go. Is that it? Yeah, that's it there. Now we've just got to kind of hold it for a minute. But we do have our little heat gun here, so we can cheat a little bit and heat it up. So if you are ever painting and you're trying to get around things not working or drying as quickly as you want, or the paint not drying as quickly as you want, or the glue, get one of these little heat guns. I got one of these. I think this was off of some cheapy shop. It might have even been Amazon, actually, to be fair, before I cancelled my Amazon membership. I think it was about 15 quid. It's just a little heat gun. It's basically like a little hairdryer. But you can just go around the Mini and just get some of that glue to activate a bit quicker. So spin the Mini round. What I might have to do as well is build up the contact between the bottom of the tank and the base with some putty. So with some green stuff putty, just so that it has a better fixing. But we'll try it like this for now and see how it goes. And you don't have to put a base on your tanks, by the way. A lot of people don't. I just thought it'd be quite cool. Just so it gives it an extra bit of detail, a bit of flavour. Go. Alright, that's hot enough because I can feel the plastic starting to heat and I don't want to end up melting the tank completely. So let's hope that that has stuck, he says. No, not quite. It's getting there. Just pulled it off, god damn it. Okay, so we'll just leave that to one side for a moment whilst that dries. Let's leave that for a second. Sit, dry. There we go. So hopefully that's all good. I'm going to bring in another model to paint whilst we're just talking here. Slide across my huge pile of other models that I haven't painted. One of those is the Dialogus that we were painting the other session, just to give us something extra to paint in the meantime whilst our tank is drying. And where were we on this lady? I'm just trying to remember. So yeah, we've just done a little bit of detail, a very fast detail, by the way. It's really sloppy. I'm looking at this paint job now thinking, oh my god, this is awful. So let's see what we can do to bring her to life a little bit. Let's get some paints out. Anyway, I hope you're all doing good and I hope you're all doing well. What else I want to talk about? And our general conversation for this evening was just about geeky Christmas, wasn't it? And about presents and about bits and bobs that you can get your friends and loved ones. We spoken about geeky home decor, so things like Funko Pops to decorate and put a bit of tinsel around them to look cool, or maybe some posters, things like that. That'd be nice. Or you can even find your current geek passion merch. Take the posters, take the boxes, and you can make little sort of snow angels or icicles cutouts of those individual bits. That would be really cool. So you could do that too. So that's well worth it. So I would recommend doing that. You can get little practical gifts to go around the home as well. So things like lamps and blankets and mugs, all themed in accordance to your favourite geek topic, be that Yu-Gi-Oh! Or be it D&D or whatever it is. You can then have your little geeky things all laid out just to make it a little bit more geeky Christmas. So you can do that. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Oh, one out. There we go. Yes, we spoke about that. What could you do? So, we all love painting here on Minis and Muscles, right? So what you could do is, how about you make a diorama for your centerpiece of your Christmas table? I know this is a pretty out there idea, but how cool would it be on Christmas to share with your loved ones your recent miniature paintings in some form of diorama? I think that would be bloody... That would be... I was going to say bloody amazing. Bloody amazing. I think that'd be really cool. I'd love to do that. I don't know whether my family would appreciate me turning up to the family dinner and bringing models and slapping them on the table and going, hey, look at that. But it could be quite... Has she got bare... Oh, she hasn't got bare hands. She's got gloves on. Darn it. Yeah, she's got gloves. Oh, poo. But yeah, that's what a cool idea, though. I think that's quite a nice little idea to do. Stick on some miniatures into your table scenery for Christmas. I thought that'd be quite a nice little touch. So you could do that. What else could you do as well? Thinking personal gifts. You could get things like engraved dice for the loved one in your life. You know, tell your loved one they are a natural 20 with their own D20 dice. Buy them at steveshop.com. Should sell them, shouldn't I, really? Or maybe not. But yeah, how about a little custom trinket like that for your friends? Maybe you could make your evening into, you know, like everyone used to sit around a telly, right, and watch a telly, and used to sort of, well, not now, you don't get the TV times and you circle everything that you want to watch. But how about if you have like an altercation between the group in the household, which often there is at Christmas, for what you're going to watch? How about make that a game? Turn that into a game. Get the D20s out or get the D6s out and have a roll off. So you roll, and the highest person, or maybe you want to do it the other way around. Maybe the lowest roll wins. If you know you're really bad at rolling dice, you know, not a bad way to go. So have a roll off for what you watch on TV. I actually think that would be quite cool. Gamification for your Christmas. That'd be pretty sweet. So there's a little idea for you for Christmas. Gamify it up. As well, of course, playing board games and enjoying lots of geeky hobbies like we will do. I mean, we have to, right? That's the law. There we go. Just tidying up her black gloves, where the other week I kind of slapdash went over this model just to get a bit of paint on her, really. And even now I went to go paint her hands, her gloves a skin colour. and realised, no, Steve, she's wearing gloves. So, what about holiday content to watch? Recently, I was speaking with a friend of mine, and I'd been in and out of the shops for Christmas shopping, and before that, I was in and out of shops anyway. And I've noticed, like, I often see the anime section. Now, anime is super geeky, and I've seen it knocking about, but I've never really watched any of it. In fact, I've never watched any of it. Not never really. I've just never. Not because I wouldn't. I've just never got round to it. And I was thinking, I wonder if I should watch some anime over Christmas. So I was speaking to a mate of mine, and I said, "What should I watch?" And he recommended to me One Man Punch. He said it's pretty cool. So One Man Punch apparently is a sort of based on a web comic that was created back in 2009, I want to say, from my memory of reading about it. And it's about a character known for his like super strength. So it's an ordinary bloke that becomes like a superhero with super strength, but he kind of gets bored of being a superhero. I think is the gist of it. I could be wrong, and now I've said that, my buddy's probably going to watch the stream and go, "Oh my god, why did you say that's what it was? You're so wrong about it because it's this and it's that, blah 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 blah," and he's going to absolutely beast me for it, but hopefully not. Hopefully I've got that description semi-correct, at least. But the character is known, as I said, for being super strong, and that he becomes a hero after sort of intense training over 3 years, and becomes super strong and can defeat everybody. But then he gets bored with it because it's like, oh well, I can kill everyone with one punch. What's the point? And he wants to go off and do other things and bits and bobs. But apparently this anime is pretty funny. It's got bits of sort of satire, sort of comedy in there. So it's meant to be quite amusing. Even the fact that he was a superhero and he got bored sounded quite funny to me. So I'm going to try and watch this One Man Punch over Christmas. Just as something different. I know it's not Christmassy necessarily, but maybe they've got a Christmas episode. But I thought, well, you know, it's something different because we can always get stuck in, you know, the waves of the standard Christmas telly that you get on, you know, Jewel in the Nile and that kind of jazz. Not that Jewel in the Nile is not a bad movie. It's not great, but it's not a bad movie. But I'm trying to venture away from the standard stuff and try something new. So I thought I'd try anime. Has anyone else out there tried anime before? I've not watched any myself, and I'm intrigued by it. So I thought I'd give it a bash. Yeah, what else was I going to say about that? Yeah, so just about what other geeky holiday movies are there out there to watch? I'm not really sure. So I don't know what geeky movies are out there to watch and what we can, you know, us geeks can really nerd out to over the holiday period. I don't know if there is an official geeky movie or what people would classify as a... Oh, that is the Geek's Christmas movie. But, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas is quite a geeky one because it's cartoony. Don't know whether that would be classed as the Geek's Christmas movie, but that's quite a cool movie. Nightmare Before Christmas, I might watch that. I will watch Home Alone because that's the standard Christmas. I do like that movie as well. Very cool. What about something like Doctor Who? I've never been a massive fan of Doctor Who, but That is nerdy. Loads of people love Doctor Who. So maybe that is the Christmas movie. Maybe it is Doctor Who. I don't know. What do you think? Doctor Who? Is that Christmas movies for nerds? Maybe Christmas TV series. But yeah, I'm going to try and find some nerdy Christmassy stuff to watch over Christmas. That is my aim. My aim and my mission is to watch nerdy stuff over Christmas. The more nerdy the better. Because I am a giant nerd myself. I'm going to nerd it out tomorrow. I'm seeing my cousins and I'm going to spend the afternoon with those guys and we're going to just nerd it out and computer game it all day. Which is going to be mega. So that'll be a good laugh. What's everyone else up to this weekend? Anyone up to anything interesting? It was very quiet in the chat tonight. I'm putting that down to everyone being on Christmas party duty. There we go. Just filling in the little belt on her. All her sort of belt kit, just putting it back into black rather than being sort of covered by various different colours, as I've sort of splashed on the colour the other day. Oh, excuse me. Get some black onto the skull. Because I do like a black undercoat. When you have, and don't get me wrong, other undercoat colours work, and they certainly work if you're going for certain colours. So if you want a certain look, but just restoring stuff to black, I know it seems like you're triple double painting. I also find it helps see what you need to paint, whereas if you've got, you know, maybe gold just all over everywhere, when you're looking at the model to try and understand what you've got to paint next, it's like, oh, what's next? Whereas if you see these massive black patches sticking out, it's like, ah, yeah. That bit needs painting, that bit needs painting. And just come along quite easy and slap a load of paint in there. Oh. There we go. Oh, so Squarish is saying there's plenty of classics of movies. Flight of the Navigator. Yeah, Flight of the Navigator. Classic. That's generally shown at Christmas, isn't it? Yeah. There are loads. E.T., geeky movie, right? That's shown at Christmas. Always. What else? Squarish is saying, got a game of Orbital Blues with some of the GTK bunch this weekend, then Candela straight after. Orbital Blues, what's that? Never heard of it, sir. Yeah, I'm not sure what Orbital Blues is. I'm guessing a TTRPG of some sort. sounds funky, Orbital Blues. Although I'm imagining Blues Brothers in space. Is what I'm imagining. It's probably nothing like that at all. That's what my little pea brain is imagining though. Blues Brothers in space, is that what it is? Yeah, but you're right though, Squares. There are plenty of movies going on at Christmas. There's loads and loads of geeky movies out there. But I was just trying to think of some obscure ones or some obscure things to try and go and give a watch, you know. Or is there an actual... Because geeky movies don't really do Christmas movies, as in it's about Christmas but it's a geeky movie. Or do they? I don't think there is one. I'm not sure. I have to double check on that. I don't think so. Just tidying up the edges really on this lady, getting that sorted. I don't know what colour her little inside robe should be. I need to look at that one here. Orbital Blues is a bit of a retro futuristic style RPG. Oh cool. Yeah, I've never heard of that one, so that sounds good to me. What we got here? Oh, it's actually white. It's red on the inside and then white. Okay, so just looking at the coloration here on this one. So this inside of her hood should actually be red and the sort of cowl around directly on her face should be white. So we need to get a bit of red out because we've got no red in our wet palette. Slap a bit of that down. So the red should go on the inside here according to our picture. Okay. Slowly does it, getting the red in. Don't worry if we're going over here because we've got to put some white on the main sort of cowl around her face, so we shall come back with a little bit of white shortly. I just wanted to get this red in here. Getting it into all the nooks and crannies can sometimes be a little bit of a pain in the bum. That's fine. So that's how you can come back with your second colours. Get those over the top. Right, I think that is about it. Now we've got to get white on there, so we need a smaller brush. Oh, missing out there, aren't we? Squarish is saying, I saw some bits of the PDF version of the rulebook to build a character and immediately decided to buy the physical book. Really liking the art style and theming of it. Nice. Probably going to try and run a campaign for it at some point next year. Oh, cool. That'll be good. I still need to get... Well, I've just finished a campaign, actually. So I need to get into playing a game and playing as a character rather than GMing, which would be quite nice. Because you spend a lot of time... Well, if you do start a campaign, it's a big commitment to start a campaign. You know, and your players obviously appreciate it, but it does take up lots of your time GMing to be able to squeeze it all in and make sure it runs properly. It's not like being a player and just turning up last minute and just running with it. You actually have to prepare. Oh dear. Yeah, let's just check on our tank and just see how that is. Oh, it seems to be holding. It's starting to hold. I don't want to move the tank just yet. I just picked it up and on the base and it seems to have stuck. So I just don't want to move that just yet because I know my luck, I'll move it and it will ruin the whole thing. So I'm just going to leave that there just to dry a little bit longer. Because otherwise we'll be buggered and then I'll have to be, oh, for God's sake, I'll re-glue it, or I'll have to do this, or I'll have to do that. So I'm going to try not to do that. Because once that dries, then the last bit is to do is some sort of some shade colours, really, just to bring out some detail. So that'll be the last part to do, really, on the Stevatron. As Bearded Veteran aptly named it the other week. There we go. Keep on taking the model out of camera. Apologies, guys. There we go. Right. Okay. Get this in as well. What I'm trying to do here is just re-go over the areas that we sort of slapdash painted the other day, just to get an extra layer on there. These are still very thin layers anyway, but just get an extra layer on just to kind of cover up some of the thinness where you're getting lots of the black come through. It's okay for a little bit because it gives it the parchment shadow, but you don't want it looking too transparent. Oh, bugger. Okay, that should be cool. She's got those up there as well, these bits here, but I might paint those a different colour as to those. So we've got shanty bone, did we use for that, I think? Bone is a darker version, but we want maybe Rathbone for those parchments over there, to give them just a slightly different look, because sometimes too much of the same colour is just a bit crap. There we go. Let's give it a slightly different coloration. There we are. Lovely jubbly. And we'll also do these on here too. There we go. Really gently, finely with the edge of the brush, just touching in these bits. There we go. Did run over slightly on one of those, so that's all right. We can cover that. Not a problem. Simple as that. There we go. Lovely. All right, last 10 minutes. Last 10 minutes. 10 minutes to go, people. 10 minutes to go. With that, we probably won't get back to the immolator today, because I really want that base to fix in place. So we'll carry on with this Dialogus. Just tidy up her cowl a little bit. It's not too bad. The line's a little bit dodgy on that cow. There we go. Some funky kind of islandy type music. That tropical vibe. Playing today, courtesy of my favourite pocket bard. Just going around all the edges, just making sure that her white hood is covered enough. because the cape kind of runs, it's a hood and cape all in one, and it kind of runs down her back. So just trying to make sure that that has got enough white in it that it looks right. There we go. There we are. Okay, not bad. Oh, we've got those top pages to do actually. So she's getting there slowly, this lovely lady. She's a lovely lady. Get a little bit of rathbone on the wet palette. There we go. And we want to do the same thing again across the book at the top here. So what we want to do is just give it another just thin layer just to cover up the undercoat of black. Again, doesn't have to be perfect, but you don't want it looking streaky like it did before. You just want to cover it up just slightly. A second coat, maybe a third coat, depending on how thin you've or how watered down your paints have become on your wet palette. But sticking just an extra light coat across, just I think does all the good. Go. It just tidies it up, makes it look more crisp. Last little bit. There we go. Okay, cool. Do 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 do. Oh, I might be able to use a bit of that grey that I mocked up earlier for my edge highlighting, just for this bookmark that's running through the book. Not really got enough of the grey, I don't think, left. So I'll just eke out a little bit. Come on. That's it, just a little bit more. There we go. That's goodies. Now we've got to paint that skull. It's going to look a bit odd to begin with because the skull is going to be the same pages as the textbook below. But don't worry, that will change. I'm going to have to do some shading across this skull just to separate the colours so it doesn't look completely identical to the book pages that it's resting on. Let's do the back of the skull. Go. All right. Okay, well I think that does it for this evening. There we go. Wash off the brush. Okay, let's stick it back into main view. There we are. So we've done this to our Dialogus this evening. Just tidied her up a bit and just started to get the colours right. Put a second coat on some of the areas. You see right into her cowl, we've got red inside with white around the edge. We've also got our tank. Do I dare pick it up on the base? Yeah. Oh. So it is now on the base. You can see it's squishing the orc as it's driving through the landscape. We've got little Steve on there. We've got the symbols of the Sisters of Battle now on the flag. We've tied it up quite a lot, so next week is going to be just finishing off the shading of certain areas, so that's all that's left really on this tank, so it's come out pretty well, so I'm very happy with that. You can see across the bottom actually where it's all, you've got the skulls and things like that it's driven across, which is quite cool. So I might have to build up some of this actually. When I'm looking on the left hand side, there's a bit on the left hand track that's just above the rock, so I will probably have to build that rock out with some green stuff just to give it a bit more support, just so it's got something to give it some consistency when it's stuck to the base. But apart from that, it's looking pretty sweet. Anyway peeps, thank you very much. It's been a really good stream. We have spoken lots today about Christmas and gifts and what we can get our geeky friends and geeky partners and all the rest of it. We went through from stuff like starter boxes if you're starting out, so those D&D boxes and Warhammer boxes, about 20 quid. You can get painting stuff, again around the 20 quid mark, all the way through to decorations for your house, some geeky decorations, dressing up your Funkos with tinsel, or cutting out snowflakes from your geeky posters, or unwanted packaging from your geek products. We spoke about fitness as well in a very sort of more generic fashion, in the fact that you need to keep healthy throughout winter because you can put on the pounds in winter. I have done it myself. But we want to try to keep ourselves nice and healthy by staying consistent in our eating. That doesn't mean that you guilt yourself into not eating anything naughty over Christmas. It just means do it planned, do it sensibly and balanced. That's all. We spoke also about some movies and things like that, some geek movies to watch over Christmas. So hopefully it's been a good little session for you guys, whether you're watching it now with me or whether you're watching it on catch up. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you with me. Thank you as always to every single one of you. Please, please, please like, follow, share it amongst the world. Tell everyone about it. Let's get loads of people in here. Let's get loads of people chatting. Let's build a wonderful geek community. If I don't see you or hear from you on the Discord soon, which you can find the Discord link in the bio on my YouTube page, it will take you to Linktree. Then you can go from Linktree to Discord. And if I don't see you in the Discord, I will see you next week at Friday at 7 p.m. Thank you very much. I've been Steve. This has been Minis and Muscles, the place where the brawn meets, oh, can you find it? The brush. Take care. Stay safe. I will speak to you all and see you all very, very soon. Ta-ra.
Minis and muscles, we're heroes, right? The tiny world still modern skies. Crushing air, where power we fight. Strength that brings you night in the night. Where the brawn meets the brush. The story told in this love imagination mode. With every stroke, adventures unfold. Minis and muscles, heart and soul. Guidance in hand and worlds to explore. Roll the future, hear the dice roll. Gaming realms of muscles drawn. Together in this place where we belong. Doting spells, casting dreams until the dawn. Leveling up and the world's in our own.